Is there much I need to say about The Wizard of Oz? Well, not that I'm aware of. However, I can give you a history of the story and the legacy that follows. Let's start at the beginning, shall we? The Tales of the Wizard of Oz started out in a book written in 1900 by L. Frank Baum. I'm not going to go into much detail about the story because we all know it. However, there is one thing about the story you probably don't know. L. Frank Baum also had his own film studio around some 100 years ago. And as for its logo, well, the man was a visionary. Prepare for awesomeness in 3, 2, 1. And then came the famous movie made in 1939. So timeless that it still holds up after 7 decades. We all know the characters, we all know the songs, we all know the scenes, and because it's a very popular movie, it's received a lot of parodies. For example, one part in Futurama parodied The Wizard of Oz. There was also a skit of All That parodied the movie called The Wizard of Oz, and there are many more. Go check them out for yourself. I'm sure they're on YouTube. However, this wasn't the only Wizard of Oz movie we ever heard of. For example, in the 80s we've got The Return to Oz, which was more of a sequel to the books than the movie. It was quite cheerful, but also kind of scary when you look at it. Then there's the African-American version, known as The Wiz. And all I know about the casting, it featured Michael Jackson as the Scarecrow. And it also made its way to Broadway in the form of Wicked, which is the untold story of the Witches of Oz. And just like in The Wizard of Oz itself, the songs are catchy and unforgettable. However, not all Oz-related properties have gotten good reception, as the recent animated movie, The Legend of Oz, Dorothy's Return, felt pretty generic and... No wait, it was the songs that were generic. Sorry. It seemed rather uninteresting and it just lacked the charm. And I could tell because I've looked at other reviews. Could the legacy be gone? I don't really know. In conclusion, The Wizard of Oz, first introduced in 1900, has left a big impact on movies, TV, books, and other mediums, and will never be forgotten for years to come. Thank you for watching, and subscribe if you haven't done so.